Hello students, good morning. Welcome back. Uh, Today I am discussing a new topic about uh, quantile. We have already discussed, but we can see some few new things regarding quantiles. So quantiles means quantity. How much quantity you want to see of our data. So here last time I have used a single row or single line, but here I am using a table. Means we have a multiple rows, and in multiple rows we can perform our quantile function in very well. So you can see here I am taking a one example. In this example we have sales data of various years to analyze. So you can see this is a data frame, sales 1, sales 2, sales 3 and sales 4. So you can see sales 1 data 10, 50, 30, 40, 20, sales 2 data. So this is our data. But first I want to store this data in computer memory. But using the Python language, the best way is to store this table. We can use dictionary concept and pandas data frame concept. So you can see here I am using import pandas is pd df is equal to pd to data frame. We know very well pd to data frame, pd to data frame is our method, and here I am using dictionary concept. So sales one, this is our first key. Here I am telling this is a key, but here I am telling this is our first column sales one, or this is the value 10 to 50, 30, 40 and 20. You can see 10, 50, 30, 40 and 20. Here this is our second column sales 2, or we can also say this is our second key, and all the values of 30, 20, 40, 30 and 40 you can see. And this is our sales 3. You can see 20, 20, 70, 30 and 40. The last column is sales 4. So you can see 40, 30, 60, 20 and 70. Okay, so this above table we already store in our df variable, but the purpose of to find to use quantile method. Suppose first the simple thing is, for selected column I want to show 25% value. So you can see in sales one column 10, 50, 30, 40 and 20. So the 25% value is, you can see df dot sales one dot quantile in bracket I have written dot 25. So you can see in data frame sales one column, here I am using quantile method. Okay, so 25% the output is 20. So suppose you want to see second column 25%. So here I am change the column name df dot sales 2 dot quantile is our method and 25%. You can see the output is 30. If you want to see the 25% of column 3, so you can write df dot sales 3 dot quantile method and dot 225 20. So this is our last column. Okay, but if you want to see the selected row, here I am using selected column. So for this purpose, here I am using, you know very well, to select a row in a data frame we can use df.log method. Here I am using df.log 0. You can see the log 0 means 10, 30, 20 and 40. So this is our first row. So to access this first row, here I am using df.log in bracket 0, but dot quantile dot 25. So here you can see the output is 17.5. But here I am the subsequent row I want to know. So here I am access to particular row df.log, the index is 1. So you can see in index 1 50, 20, 20 and 30. So this is our single row. You can see So the output is 20.0. The subsequent row you can see df.log 2 dot quantile 25, the output is 37.5. df.log 3 quantile 25%, 25.5. This is our last row, df.log 4 quantile dot 25. So you can see 35.5. So log 4 means last row, 20, 40, 40 and 70. The 25% of this row is 35.5. But suppose I want to show 50% value, not 25, for all selected column. So here I am writing df.sales1 dot quantile. Last time I have used dot 25. Here I am using dot 50, means 50% of data of selected column sales 1. So 30.0. Sales 2 column 30.0. Sales 3 column 30.0. Sales 4 column 40.0. Okay. Here for a selected row 50%. So to select a row we know very well we can use df.log 0. So log 0, log 1, log 2, log 3 and log 4. Individual row we can access, but our purpose is to know the quantity. So dot quantile, quantile, and the 50% we can also write 0.50. So you can see each and every row, particularly we can see 25.0, the second 25.0, the in log 2 50.0, log 3. So this here one thing is important. We must know how to access each row in a data frame, how to access each column in a particular data frame, and then we can change our purpose. Suppose we want to know sum, here you can use dot sum, but here I want to know quantity, so here I am use dot quantile. Okay. The next simple thing is, suppose here I am using df.quantile.25. So here I am not using any column reference or row reference. Here I am directly use df.quantile. So by default it covers all the columns. By default it covers all the columns. Here I am using axis is equal to 0. Axis is equal to 0 means simply we can say in vertically all the columns it will cover. So you can see sales 1 column 10, 50, 30, 40 and 20, output is 20. Sales 2 column 30, 20, 40, 30 and 40, the output is 30.0. Sales 3 20, 20, 70, 30, 40, the output is 20. In sales 4 40, 30. So last time this command is very shortcut. We can type a single line df.quantile 0.25% and x is 0. Last time the same command we can use in a very lengthy manner. You can see df.sales1.quantile.25. Here 4 individual statement I have used. So this is a lengthy. The same thing we can perform directly. We can use df.quantile.25. Here new thing is x is 0, means vertically each and every column we can access. So this is a shortcut. Suppose for each and every row, so here I am using df.quantile.25. Here I am using axis is equal to 1. This thing is important. Axis is equal to 1 means in our language we can say to access all the rows of the data frame. So you can see 17.5, the first row 25% data, the second row 20, third row 37.5, 25.5 and so on. The same command we have used in lengthy manner, multiple command. You can see this is our df.log, this is our command, but here I am using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 statement to get the result, and the shortcut of this command is we can directly use df dot quantile dot 25 comma axis is equal to 1. So here axis is equal to 1 means horizontally each and every row will display 25% data, and axis 0 we can say vertically means each and every column directly we can use. So this is our shortcut. Okay, so in this topic we have seen suppose when we have multiple rows and multiple columns, so individually we can access each and every column or row to find 25% data, 50%, 75. As you know, we have seen the various type of quantile types. This is belongs to quartile. This is belong to quartile. Quartile means 25% data, 50% data, 75% data and 100% data. So the quantile method we can use to show how much quantity you want, because when we have large volume of data, so large volume of data we cannot carry with us. Okay students, here I want to take another new topic. How to access each and every element using a loop. I have already discussed, but using a loop we can minimize our statement. So you can see I have used as a comparative manner. You can see, suppose we have a 1D numpy array. Okay, suppose this I am taking a very simple example. Import numpy as np, we know very well. Here I am using n1 is equal to np dot array 10, 20 and 30. Okay, but here I am using all the value I want to see. Directly I have used print n1. Directly I am using, but if you want to access each and every value using a loop, so for this purpose we can use for loop. Here I am using I is a variable in range. Range means start with 0. 0 means by default the first index is 0, comma len n1. Len L, it returns the total number of element, means start from 0, comma the total number of element, and here I am using n of I, means we can pass the index value, and this loop will display 10, 20 and 30, means the first 0 store in I, then print n of I means 0, so n of 0 position the value is 10. The loop again start, the next element is 1, so I hold 1 and n of 1, so you can see 20. So in this structure you can display each and every element. The same thing we can use in series. So here I am using import pandas as PD. Here s1 is equal to PD dot series. The same example here I am taking, but here I am using series concept 20, 30, 30. The same looping we can copy and paste. Same. So here for I in range 0, len s1 and print s of I. So you can see the same output we will get, but here I am using the set of numerical value in a pandas series using a list concept. Here I also using a list with numpy, here list with pandas series. Suppose we have a 2D numpy array, means a table. In table we have the several rows and several columns. So the above table we can store in this numpy array. Okay, but I want to display all the values, so here I am using the loop. So here we can use outer loop and inner loop. Outer loop controls the total number of rows, inner loop controls each row and particular columns. So you can see for row in range 0, len ARR means the outer loop controls the total number of rows. Print, this will display the blank line 4 columns in range 0 len array of row. Means in a particular row we can access all the columns value. Len array of 0. Here I am using array row comma col. Row comma col means 0 of 0. So it will return 5, 0 of 1, 3. So this is so on. So we can use this loop to access each and every value. So here outer loop and inner loop is important. Here I am writing len return the total number of rows. Here len a row return total number of columns on each row. Okay students. Suppose the same example here I am using in data frame concept. Same example. So here I am writing import pandas as PD. Here I am writing PD to data frame. The same value I have stored in this data frame. And here I am using shape, df.shape. So you can see shape return two values, the row and columns. So you can see here 4 comma 3. df.shape return 4 comma 3. The 4 represent the rows and 3 represent the columns. So this is the internal process. So RC is equal to df.shape. We already know df.shape will return the size of the array, means how many rows and how many columns. So internally it will return 4 comma 3. So RC hold 4 comma 3. So 4, this is our total number of rows. So I want to access total rows RC in bracket 0. So you can see RC in 0 position, the value is 4. So total row is 4. And RC in bracket 1 means this is our second element. And in second element you can see the column value. So total column is 3. Here again I am using the same thing, outer loop and inner loop, total row and total column. Here I am using df.iloc because this is our data frame. So here I am using iloc, and this is our numpy 2D array. Here I am using row and column. So iloc always used in data frame. The same output you can see here. I am already mentioned df total number of rows and total number of columns. So df.shape return two values. So the first value we can access RC in bracket 0 means it represents the total number of rows, and the df.shape, the second element, hold the total number of columns. So RC1 we can access. Okay, the same example we can use in dissimilar data type. Here this is similar data type, all the values is numerical, but here is, this is our practical table, month, cells 1, cells 2, and this is our data frame. We cannot store this data in numpy 2D array because numpy 2D array according to name hold all the numerical values. So this is a limitation will overcome by data frame. So you can say this is our table. I want to store this data in data frame. So we already know PD to data frame month, Jan, Feb, March, April, and this is our cells 1 and cells. So this is we know very well. But I want to display each and every value using a loop. So same thing here I am using. We can say this is a standard formula. We can say this is a standard formula. RC is equal to df.shape. Total row is equal to RC of 0. Total column RC of 1. The same thing you can say this is copy and paste here. The same example you can copy and paste here. It will return each and every value. Outer loop control the total rows and inner loop control on a particular row of all columns. So you can see here I am already mentioned df.shape will return total rows and total columns. So you can see in this example we have several ways to access each and every element. Suppose but we have a long table, large volume of data, so and I want to check something. So for and each and every element value I want to check. So for this purpose, we must use a loop concept. Suppose in this data frame, I want to display only even values. So to select even values, to check even values in this numerical array or data frame, we must use loop. Okay students, thank you. But before closing this session, a humble request is every student must type your name and class and your doubtful question. Okay, and one more thing, please submit your assignment timely. Mostly student always submit assignment timely, but few student always delays. So do not do this practice again and again. Okay, here I am asking one question, so you should also write this answer in comment box. My question is, can you tell me the difference between 2D NumPy array and data frame? Only single line you will write, difference between 2D NumPy array and data frame. This is my question. You can write in the comment box, and you can also ask your question in comment box, so I will reply. Okay, thank you students.